All right. Well, this is your first assignment for this week. I'm going to be on a Zoom meeting with you guys here in about 30 minutes, and hopefully I can answer some of your questions about some of the assignments that we've had so far, and we'll try that a couple times a week and see how that goes. But today we're trying to find the surface area of pyramids. I've just put at the top of this worksheet where in your book you can find a little extra help if you do get stuck. It's in Chapter 10, Section 6, page 773. Starts talking about finding the surface area of pyramids and cones. So let's just start with number 1 here, and we're trying to find the surface area. And again, the surface area is the area of all of the faces and bases of a three-dimensional object. So we've got a square base here on number 1. It's an 11 by 11 square. So we still find a square by multiplying 11 times 11. TS 121, and this is in square yards. And we also have 4 triangles, okay, that start on each one of these sides of the square. And we need to find the area of all of those. Notice in this one, all these triangles are going to be the same size. So whenever I find what that area is of one of these triangles, I got to times that by 4 for all of the triangles, and then add it to the square as well. So let's go through that process. The height of this triangle is given to us as 13.2 yards. So if you remember back, to find the area of a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2. And that's how to find the area of one triangle. So that's what we're going to do here. So it's 13.2 times our base. And I said base times height, and I just wrote down height times base. Sorry, they're commutative, so you can do it in any order. And then we're dividing that by 2. So if I do that on my calculator, 13.2 times 11, and then divide that by 2, I'm going to get 72.6. So the area of one of my triangles is 72.6, and again we're in square yards. Now that's one of the triangles, and I've got 4. So I'm going to times 72.6 times that by 4. And if I do that, times 72.6 times by 4, I get 290.4 square yards. Now I'm still not done, because that's the surface area of all of the triangles, and I also have to add the surface area of that square. So I'm going to add 290.4 yards squared plus 121. So I'm going to add that, 121, and I get 411.4 square yards for number 1. So that one works out that way. Now, what happens if they don't give you the height of the triangle? Let's see, they give you the height here and the height here, the height here, the height here, the height here. Oh, I think they give you the height on each one. Awesome. Okay, let's just do one other example where the base is not a square. What happens when it's not a square? What happens if it's a triangle? So let's look down at number 3. Well, let's actually go down to number 7. I always felt like teachers did the first examples and the last ones were super hard. So let's try it on number 7. Number 7, the base is actually a triangle. So this is a triangular prism, or sorry, a triangular pyramid. But we got to find the area of each one of the triangles. This time I've got one base, that's one side, and then there's 3 other faces that come out from that base. So there's 4 sides to this, and we want to make sure that we figure out the area of each one of these and then add them up. So the one I just shaded, this looks like it has a height of 2.6 and a base of 3. And notice, just to be able to make sure, it is supposed to hit each of these at a right angle. I don't see all the right angles on this one, but I gotta assume that those are all altitudes. So I'm going to find out the area of this one. This has a base of 3, and I'm going to be multiplying that by 2.6, and I can divide it all by 2 to find the area of that one. So 3 times 2.6 divided by 2 gives me 3.9. So I have 3.9, and this is square miles, so miles squared. So that's the area of one of those triangles. Now I'll see which ones are different. Now this side, let's see, how are we looking at this? I'm going to erase my shading right here. So if that's the base, I also have a side here. Okay, so this is still a base of 3, but the height of this triangle looks like it's going to be 5.1. So I'm going to do 3 times 5.1. Oh, this one ends up being the same. Oh, because they're all the same. This is an equilateral triangle here on the bottom. So I have 3 times 5.1 divided by 2. So 3 times 5.1. Divide that all by 2. Oh, messed that up. 3 times 5.1 divided by 2. And I get 7.65. And we're in square miles. And I believe that's going to be the height of each one of these triangles. Or that's going to be the same area of each one of these triangles. Let's see. This one is also a 3 for a base, and the height is going to be the same as 5.1. And this one is also going to be a 3 with a height of 3.1. So I'm going to take this base for one of those triangles, and I could just add, right, 7.65 plus another 7.65, because those are all, and I'm going to add this 3.9 miles squared, because these are all the areas of each of the triangles, and there's 4 triangles up here. So I could add all those together, or I could times 3.65 by 3, 7.65 times that by 3, and then I'm going to add 3.9, and my total surface area is going to be 26.85 square miles. Okay, so surface area, it's a little trickier just because you have to add up all the areas together, and you have to recognize, you know, maybe what these nets look like. Like this one, it's an equilateral triangle for the base, and then all these triangles that come off of it are the same length. This is what this net would look like, and all these are the same triangle all the way around, except this one in the middle. This one was different. But if you do that, like watch out for number 6, the bases on each of these triangles that make up the faces are not the same. This one has a base of 7, this one has a base of 6. So that net's going to look a little bit different. I want you to try 2, 4, 6, and 8, and send those to me with a picture, or some way. Easiest is to do it electronically. If you need to hand them into the office in a hard copy, if you don't have a printer, or if that's like your only option, you're welcome to do that. And yeah, good luck.